Um, so it's fairly big evaluation. It is the final day before the Christmas break, 22nd of December. I'm going to go over everything that has been done for Project 2 so far. I just thought I'll bundle it all up before we go to Christmas break. Um, the big thing for me, or like the big starter thing, I guess I could say would have been the use of this fairly, well, no, not fairly, it's extremely consistent usage of this Sigma icon. It's my profile picture on Twitch, my banner on Twitch. You can see it there again on Twitch, on YouTube, and profile picture on YouTube, profile picture on the TikTok. The Discord picture, it is, um, as you can see there, um, it is that picture as well. Um, and again, the TikTok there. Um, so immediately it was just, you can see that it was a big thing. Um, and I think that is just extremely important because it's showing now I've got some form of consistent branding. I was already known for having it as my Discord profile picture and my Twitch profile picture, just from being in a few servers, um, and then now adding it also to the TikToks, the YouTube, and the Discord server as well. I think that's going to be a big factor. Um, so obviously that is a bonus, and that should help create some semblance of consistency. Um, I did have a look at some other streamers, and I researched into them. And on the day, I didn't really find out as much information as I'd say I needed to find. If I just pull that up here, we'll just close that off, and we have a scroll through. It was this here. I needed to just find some visuals that I liked, um, and analyze that. The pictures aren't loading up, but there wasn't enough really for me to be able to base my entire my all my visuals from. And so I've furthered that by I went and analyzed some streamers' posts. There we go, analyzing streamers. So just looking at the different streamers. So we had Super with a clip that I found there, Emong again another clip there, and then Somnus with another clip. All of these things linked on my YouTube. Or linked in my docs, posted to my YouTube. And I essentially have just went through there, and I've decided what I want to do. That was done later on. I've since come to the conclusion that I'll try to base myself off smaller unaffiliated streamers, as their layout will be more similar to mine. An affiliate streamer is going to have team logos, going to have team sponsors on there. There's going to be a lot more um, over a team, over an affiliated team, or no, an affiliated streamer by a team or by a company, whereas a smaller streamer isn't going to have any promotions to do. All they have to show is what is relevant to their streaming. Um, I then also was looking more into branding again, um, and as it says there, and as I can show here, we looked at drawing overlays of characters from Overwatch. I mean, that's what I specified in, just drawing and tracing over characters to create these interesting images. We had Sigma here, who's already featured, Zarya and Roadhog. And I really, really enjoyed doing this work, and I found it really fun. The issue that I have with these things is that if if I do use them after I'm done using them, I'm going to have to then again change my my branding or my logos and stuff back, because everything is being produced through educational Adobe and college resources, which is illegal to monetize. And as an affiliated streamer, as somebody who can make money and has to make money because of Twitch's new laws that have come out, um, it would be illegal for me to do anything more. Currently, everything that I'm doing is for educational purposes, which makes it legal, but I can't go any further than where I am at right now, and would have to change it back, which could harm my brand afterwards, having to have two changes or three changes or three different sets, two changes in such a short period of time might be negative and might not help my branding, could actually harm it and slow it down. But from this stemmed the idea of cogs. I played around with the idea of using these pictures to go into a cog. Obviously, my name is Motor, streaming motors and cogs. It seemed a logical jump that I could make, going cogs, motors. They're roughly similar. Cogs are a simple enough design, so I thought if I put those pictures inside of colorful cogs, and that could potentially be my design, but I decided against it. Um, and instead, though, what I've decided to do is I've got some channel points on my account, and I've decided to implement motors, so cogs plural, um, for my Twitch account. And if I go here, it is viewer rewards, and I go to channel points. I'll just turn that off, and we can go over to here. Motors, and a little PNG of a cog. The image isn't properly done because it includes PNG. I had to rescale. It's not a proper PNG. I had to rescale it to be 28 by 28, 56 by 56, 112 by 112. I had to do that as well with the profile picture as well as the banner. I had to readjust the size, but this did ultimately come in use because now it has helped develop a bit of a brand idea of this like mechanical machinery feel that I was trying to go for with the name. We did also do a risk assessment for the stream at one point. I can't remember if that was in research. It might have been in context actually. Yeah, there we go. Context. We go into there's a few things. Um, Work could be lost if not saved correctly, delaying other aspects of project. That is just the example at the top. These are the ones to be focusing on. Back pain. I would say that actually that is incorrect, because with the chair that I have right now, if you just go back to this, it's not a very comfortable chair, but for when the actual stream itself comes around, the big blue box there has got a nicer chair for me to be sitting in. So I think that will become less of a problem once we get to that. Um, but we essentially just went over the possibilities, and as you can see, most things are low. We've got 3 low, 2 medium, eyesight and spilling drink. The level of risk is medium. Hand pains is a high because I do commonly get that. The simple solution to that is to stretch before starting, keep drinks away from keyboard, and look away to help keep my eyesight. So that is the simplicity there for the risk assessment. I don't think it's very likely that any of those things are going to happen, so I'm not too concerned about them. As I do streaming currently anyway, and they don't often occur. The hand pains have started to go away a little bit, so I think I'm fine. Research into different microphones and different pole patterns. where and why they should be used. So I was looking into different microphone types. There's three types. It should be here under there we go. Microphones. I gave a little definition. Bless me. I gave a little definition of what phantom power is. And I looked at the three different types: dynamic, condenser, and ribbon microphones, and then the different types of pole patterns and where they'd be used. I felt like this work up here was fairly in depth. Um, Mostly these three actually. And then I struggled to find information for those. I did get a diagram though, which I think also helps bulk it up, and then I feel fairly confident in all the answers that I gave there. Overall, I'd say that I did fairly well on that work. I'm not sure how much impact this is going to have. It did actually, we were asked a question, where would you use, for recording a stream, I said that you should use a condenser microphone because it picks up high quality audio with varying levels, with a cardioid pole pattern because it only picks up from one direction, which means that any echo that might be there would be reduced due to the fact that it wouldn't be picking up audio from behind, so I could just have it set up next to me, which would allow for the audio quality to be a little bit higher. With this, this is like a dynamic microphone, um, which means that rebound audio can come through. You're more likely to hear other people if they're not shouting, or hear other audio that's coming from behind me potentially. Although I do think that that's unlikely, so maybe that's something I should look into, how much effect it has. I think overall, with the amount of audio, desktop audio coming through, background music that I'm going to be having, which I'm going to discuss in a second, I think that the effect that that will have is fairly low. Um, Today, me and Aaron voiced over a Zoolander clip, a film clip, and it was fun to do. The voice acting itself, it wasn't a PG clip according to Rob or a Peggy 16, um, which obviously isn't great. But the thing that I was happy about, and I've put it here, we effectively planned our idea out, unlike what I did with the Foley scene, which I'm very, very happy with myself for doing and improving, and I can show that improvement right here with it starts with a D, dialogue. Um, Again, not very family friendly, but Um, we did plan out the dialogue. We had a good discussion. We didn't record the discussion, but we thought about it for a while. We decided on the Zoolander clip. We planned out a script first to see if it would work. We found that we enjoyed what we'd done, and we're happy with it. And that shows that I've actually improved from the Foley work where I didn't plan it out properly and I didn't think it fully through, which led to a product which I wasn't happy about. And luckily, that time I had enough time to be able to do extra work on it and create a second clip, but I won't always get that opportunity. So I'm glad that I've improved and I've shown that I can plan more effectively. I've already discussed that, and I've already discussed that. Um, Copyright work. We did this with Rob. There's a few documents that I can go over here, but mostly the DMCA laws on different places. Twitch was the most important, as that's where I'll be streaming. Which does not allow any use of copyrighted property in streams, which means that anything copyrighted, I can't use any copyrighted music in particular. The punishment given for this is streams. The punishment given for this is the stream's audio will be cut for anyone returning to watch the stream later. 3 breaks of DMCA will lead to the account being banned. It is crucial that I do not use copyrighted music. Otherwise, I can get in a lot of trouble. And though I don't have any strikes just yet, simply getting one strike could be very detrimental. And now I've just loaded up Aimlabs as well, so I'm gonna wait to be able to close that before it starts making loads of noise. Um, so it's really important for me that I don't allow myself to get caught out by doing something silly like playing that, because that stream would lose any potential that it has of getting later views, which, as I've seen, actually a lot of the time my streams do tend to get some views after the fact as well. So not everybody tunes in live, but losing that audio means that if I'm playing a story game or I've got setting a goal, um, then people who maybe miss out on that stream won't be able to go back, watch it, and then feel like they can be invested from start to finish with no gaps, which is a big thing. People need to be able to feel invested if there's a goal in mind. Um, and then there's more just explaining what copyright is and giving a few examples. Thor in Marvel and Loki in Marvel was very important. Um, and just one more final thing on engagement and discussing with people in chat. Or no, sorry, there is actually a little bit more to it than just that. Besides just talking with people in chat, as I show here in this clip, and channel point use. So that would be predictions. Um, that would be getting people. I encourage people to use their channel points to get me to drink, get me to blink, and get me to say a chosen specific thing in Welsh, whatever they would like. Um, so that was these things are key. Just discussing overall engagement and how to get that keeps viewers interested in your brand and creates a sense of community. Here, super retweeting a fan's post. Obviously, that's going to create excitement in the fan base, thinking that a famous streamer might potentially see what they have to say about them or about themselves, which is a very, very crucial part of keeping a brand and keeping a community and keeping people interested in what you have to say. Um, so saying that, I created a TikTok post, and although it didn't do too great, it's still important to start somewhere. So creating a TikTok post, which I did link back in here, I discuss it. YouTube, TikTok is the sixth most actively used. It's got the sixth most monthly active users. That's also why I chose YouTube as well. So those two are both in the top 10 for most used social medias, which is the best way to get engagement. And additionally, on top of that, I'm going to be creating a communication form for people to fill out. How long have you been involved in esports? Where do you make most social posts? Where do you make social posts the most? Where do you see most esports organizations posting and interacting with fans? And where do you see streamers make most of their interactions? Um, I'm doing that as my primary research to show that I've went out and I've looked and I've discussed with people where is the most active place for esports and where should I be trying to target my esports posts and where can I develop a brand the most. Um, because it's important to show that just outside of Twitch, because I can only stream for so many hours of the day because that requires active, intense amounts of maintaining a fan base and maintaining a persona to people. So it's important to also have littler interactions which can help build and generate hype and generate a fan base for myself. Um, so that is something that I'm going to have to do. I've started the form. I want to see and think if I can add anything extra to that form before I send it out. Maybe get a few more questions, all of the data that I've used as well, which I've changed from last project, is all quantifiable instead of qualitative, which means I'll be able to show it in a graph and I'll be able to prove what is best and what is worse and how to really engage with people. Um, and all of the things that I've mentioned so far have essentially just been discussing the engagement, the different types of engagement through social medias, the use of copyright-free background music, channel points usage, consistent socials, predictions, and engagement through chat discussions, overlays, and necessary cues from the cue sheet, which I didn't actually pull up, is what I'm just realizing now. If we go to context and just talking about the necessary visuals, so the starting soon screen for 5 minutes. I'm going to change that because I think I'll only need 5 minutes, maybe 10. But the gameplay itself, be right back screen in case I need to go take a break, just be being prepared for that. Webcam running for the same duration as gameplay, constantly overlaid. Alerts that I'm going to try and set up. And goodbye screen, 5 to 10 minutes. It would just be maximizing my face cam like I'm doing here, just to ease people out of the stream so it's not just straight from gameplay to goodbye and then closing it off. Having a little bit of a chat with people, trying to keep interaction going, making sure that people feel welcome, and overall getting people to be more invested in me and my brand and not just the gameplay, which is most important. For every streamer, because if people aren't invested in you and they're only invested in gameplay, then poor gameplay that might show up in some streams could reduce viewership, um, which isn't great. Overall, though, that is everything in terms of branding and social media and marketing that we've done so far. Well, that's the more Jordan side of everything. There's also, I've linked in a bit of research to the practical skills, like I said, with setting up the socials. I'm going to go for my primary research soon. Um, Overall, I'd say I'm fairly happy with where I'm up to right now. I do need to do a bit of an evaluation of the. I need to evaluate a little bit more the practical skills and maybe try and start creating some content to help promote my stream and discuss that. And other than that, though, I'm fairly happy with how far I've come and how much I've done so far.